prepare to start our regular monthly board meeting. Thank you for being here.
I'll give it to you from here. Is that a pen? Yeah, everybody have a pen? Ruben. Madam Chair?
Good afternoon, everyone. This meeting is called to order. Time is 6:03 p.m. of the Laredo College Board of Trustees meeting for Thursday, December the 5th. Before we begin with roll call, I will explain to our board and newly sworn-in members the procedures to be followed for this meeting. As the only remaining presiding officer, I will oversee today's meeting along with the board officer elections. I have asked Trustee Mercurio Martinez Jr. to join me as co-presiding officer since he is our esteemed eldest board member, having served on this board since 1960 in various capacities, not continuously. Once the new board officers are selected, we will pass the gavel to the new chairman. And at this time, I will do roll call. Jackie Levin Ramos, present. Erica Benavides Garcia.
Present.
Cindy Liendo.
Present.
Mercurio Martinez Jr.
Present.
Adriana Alexander.
Present.
Lizzie Newsom.
Present.
Esteban Rangel.
Present.
Karina Elizondo.
Present.
Tita Cantu Vela. We have a quorum, and we will begin with item number 3, election of Laredo College Board, District Board officers as per BCA Legal Board Internal Organization, Board officers and officials.
Ms. Ramos? Oh,
I will proceed first, and then I will
Okay.
call each individual.
Okay.
1, 2, anybody, give me a minute and I'll explain. Okay. We will now move to agenda item number 3, the election of the Laredo College District Board officers as per BCA legal. This involves electing officers for the Laredo College Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees elects officers by following the procedures outlined in Robert's Rules of Order. Before we begin, I will briefly review the process for electing officers. The roles to be filled today are President, Vice President, and Secretary. Nominations for each position will be opened. A motion and second is not required to nominate board members. Each nominee must accept their nomination to be considered a candidate. Once nominations are closed, we will proceed to vote on the candidates in the order in which they were nominated to be elected. Let's begin the election process, and I will now accept nominations from the board members for offices of President, Vice President, and Secretary.
Madam Chair. I nominate Mr.
Just
Esteban
a second, sir. Just a second. I need to follow the order.
No, I'm
Just give me a
sorry.
minute.
I
Okay,
said
just
sorry.
give me a minute.
Thank you, ma'am.
Chair recognizes Erica Garcia.
Yes. Okay, Madam Chair, I would like to nominate Mr. Esteban Rangel for president, Ms. Tita Vela for vice president, and you, Ms. Jackie Ramos, for secretary.
Okay. Mr. Rangel, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Ms. Vela, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
And I accept the nomination also. Thank you.
Yeah.
Number 2, I believe I had Judge that was next. You will want to make a nomination?
I so move the nomination of Esteban Rangel.
You would like to nominate Mr. Rangel for?
Yes, that's correct.
For
president.
For president. Any other nominations? I believe I saw Ms. Newsom.
Yes, Esteban Rangel for president, Karina Elizondo for vice president, and you, Ms. Jackie, for secretary.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Before I need to go back, Mr. Rangel, do you accept the second nomination from Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Once again, you have a third nomination. Mr. Rangel, do you accept the third nomination?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Elizondo, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay. And myself, I accept the nomination. Any other nominees? Any other nominations? Okay. We will close the nominations, and we will now proceed to vote on the nominations made by the board members. Please indicate your vote by a show of hands. We begin with the first one that was nominated, which is, the first nomination was Mr. Rangel as president, Ms. Vela as vice president, and Jackie Ramos, myself, as secretary. Show of hands, who votes for those slate of officers? Okay, Mr. Rangel, let me just go ahead and write this down because I want to make sure. Mr. Rangel, Judge, myself, Ms. Garcia, Ms. Vela, and Ms. Liendo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first nomination made was Esteban Rangel, president, Tita Vela, vice president, and Jackie Ramos, secretary. Congratulations. Those in favor of the slate, we already raised our hand, and those are the winners for these nominations. They went ahead and the 6 people, we only needed 5. So congratulations to Mr. Rangel as president of the board, vice president Tita Vela, and vice and secretary Jackie Ramos. Thank you for participating in this important process. The newly elected officers will now take their seats, and I will turn this meeting over to the board president, Esteban Rangel.
So who stays where?
Dr. Ramirez, I would like the rest of the board to be present for changing of the gavel.
Sure. What do you
Yes,
want us to
please.
do?
We'll stand over there. and we'll
Oh, we're gonna
pass the
take,
gavel to you.
oh,
Okay?
so do you want everybody to stand?
Everybody over here. Yes,
Okay.
please.
All the board members? Christian?
Ms. Vela.
Yes, what happened?
With us, we're
Okay.
gonna stand up together to pass the gavel.
To pass the gavel.
Oh.
No, no, no. Yes.
Green on this side.
Actually, on this side.
Oh.
So then I'll have you all shift a little bit to the right.
You have to make it like a little circle, right?
Somewhat.
Like a little moon.
Yes. A little bit more. And then you guys are going. Three, two, and 1, and 3, 2. 3, 2.
Thank you. Congrats, guys. Congrats.
Yes, Ms. Velas. Ready? This is yours. Okay, thank you all for being here. We're going to go ahead and continue the meeting. Item number 4, Dr. Ramirez.
No, that's not me. That's.
Approval of the minutes for the regular monthly board meeting of October 30th, 2024, and the canvassing of election returns of November 19th, 2024.
So move.
I second.
There's a motion by Ms. Ramos, second by Ms. Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 5, public testimony. We don't have any. Okay. Item number 6, presentation of Texas Association of School Boards, TASB check. Mr. Vela.
Good evening,
Good evening, members of the board. Cesar Vela, VP of Finance and Administration for the record. Tonight, we have a representative from TASB here joining us to present a check to the college. This is a rebate check that is provided by TASB for participating as part of the TASB procurement or cooperative. We have tonight joining us Mr. Miguel Pescador from TASB, who will be making the check presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Vela.
Good evening, members of the board. Miguel Pescador for the record. I know you have a very long agenda, so I'll be very brief. More than anything, I wanted to come by as a Santa's helper and present this little check around the holidays, and really to thank you for participating and trusting in Buy Board Cooperative. As you know, a longtime community service oriented person, I thank you, the board, for what you do for our community. As a former LJC also student, so thank you. I know how much the community benefits from your efforts. I want to thank Dr. Benita Ramirez, Mr. Cesar Vela, Mr. Rangel, all your procurement people and your staff. They're great, really great to work with. I know my wife is also an instructor here, so it really it's an added plus to be able to give back. So on behalf of Buy Board, thank you all for trusting in us and participating in our cooperative.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a nice healthy check. And the amount would be $15,874 and change.
And no, it doesn't go into the general budget, sir. No. Mr. Pescador, we'll take a group photo so that we can send back to TASB with you in it.
All right. Excuse me, perdón. Three, two, one. One more. Three, two.
Thank you so much.
By the way, the live transfer should be in by tomorrow.
Very important. No worries. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Oh, okay. So it's in the mail?
I'm sorry?
I've been having trouble with my phone, so I need to take it back.
Uh-huh.
I have to turn it off.
Thank you, Mr. Pescador. Item number 7A, appointment of acting dean and arts and science of acting honors program director, Dr. Tijerina.
Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina, Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs. Good evening, board members. Welcome to the new board members and Mr. President.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations. It gives me great honor to introduce the appointment that administration's recommending. I think we started us three more or less around the same time, and these colleagues that I'm about to announce have worked incredibly hard here at Laredo College and certainly deserve the appointments of both the Dean of Arts and Sciences and the Honors Program. So I will start first with the appointment of Acting Dean of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Laura Ramirez Cruz. If she could stand up and stand right by me. A little something of a little, but with who does a lot of work here. Laura has served as a tenured faculty for both the disciplines of government and history since fall of 2004. She's been the director for the LC Honors Program since 2014 and interim chair for the Social and Behavioral Sciences Department between 2018 to 2021. She has also served as the lead faculty for the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society at Laredo College since 2008. She holds a Doctor of Jurisprudence degree from St. Mary's University School of Law, a Master's of Art degree in History and English from Texas A&M International University, a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Texas at Austin in History and English, a Bachelor of Science degree from the University from UT Austin, also in Communication Studies, and an Associate of Arts degree from Laredo College. She has an understanding, obviously, of academics in higher education, retention, student support services, as well as workforce and transfer pathways. Throughout all her roles, I have been a witness of the excellent work and job that she does to maintain the everyday operations of so many different departments. Throughout her tenure here at Laredo College, she received the NISOT Award, the Golden Apple, and Minnie Piper Stevens nomination for Laredo College. Some of the major roles include overseeing curriculum and instruction of her department, supervising full-time and part-time, and ensuring compliance with THECB, SAC-COC, grant, and donor accounts. So I'm more than proud to announce our acting dean for Arts and Sciences. And then moving her as Arts and Science, it was a no given to also appoint the next individual, Mr. Alan Webb, as the Acting Honors Program Director. Mr. Webb has earned his bachelor's degree in both English and philosophy from Indiana University. He received his Master's of Arts in English from TAMU. He's also conducting his PhD coursework in American Literature from the University of Kentucky. He has been teaching here at LC since 2009 and teaches both composition and literature classes. He's also been teaching online since 2010. He has been an honors instructor for the English department, teaching Composition 1, Composition 2, and British Literature honors classes. He has been involved with the honors program since 2013. He's also, and he's a very humble individual, but one of his remarkable work, he works with his students to create, if you haven't heard of the publication, he's the editor of La Frontera. It's an LC's literacy magazine since 2013. So he collects students' work and they publish it once a year, or once a year. Amazing work, and he doesn't take a lot of highlight. I know they're going to get after me after this, but certainly he really recognizes the students' work, and we couldn't think of any more well-deserving of this appointment. So,
Very well.
Mr. Allen.
Do they want to say anything? No?
Congratulations.
Do you guys want to say something? No? No? You're very welcome.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I personally wanted to thank Dr. Minita Ramirez and Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina for giving me this wonderful opportunity to continue the work that I've done at Laredo College for the past 21 years. So I'm thrilled to have this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to working with our students, with our faculty, and with our wonderful administration. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll second that. I guess he doesn't like to take credit a lot, huh? You guys do great. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Do you want a picture?
Dr. Ramirez.
Ditto. Ditto.
Like this, huh? Picture.
Yeah, would you all, can we take a photograph with both of them? I think this is a
Whatever you
really
want.
remarkable moment. Honestly, Laura Ramirez Cruz, long time coming and well-deserved. It should have
Yes.
happened a long time ago, we know, but this is a wonderful opportunity for us to have both of you. Mr. Webb, we're really proud of the work that you're doing, and I think we would love to have a photograph with both of you. I know some of Mr. Webb's students are in the house, Jack, that really have been able to publish some of their work in your magazine, so thank you.
There we go. Perfect. 3. There we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And one more. 3, 2.
Thank you.
Mine too.
Thank you so much. Item number 8, Faculty Senate Report, Dr. Gilberto Gil Martinez.
Thank you. Good evening. For the record, Gilberto Martinez Jr. Wanted to start off by congratulating our new trustees, Trustee Newsom, Trustee Alexander, and congratulating the new officers. We look forward to working with you this coming year. I want to tell you a story about, really quickly, my first teaching job was out of Alexander High School. And the principal, Dr. Severita Sanchez, she was like, you're young, you're new. I'm giving you a chance, but you're probably gonna need a lot of help. And I was teaching speech, and I said, yes, ma'am, of course. And I remember walking into the classroom, and I opened up the closet, and the teacher who was there before me had literally left every lesson for me prepared, like every week lesson. And so by the third week, it was like I was a super teacher. And I ran into Dr. Sanchez, and she was like, I'm hearing a lot of good things about you. I'm hearing a lot of good things. And I said, well, yeah, how do you do it? I don't know. I'm on top of it. There was another teacher who was struggling. We had started at the same time, and she was like, well, you need to help the other one. She's been here a year, but and I was like, yes, ma'am, of course. But I never told anybody that it was really not me. It was the teacher who had been there before. So then I go off to get my master's degree. I come back and I start working here. And I run into this professor, and she's like, hey, you took my job at Alexander. I was like, I did? She goes, yeah, I was there. I was the speech teacher before you. And I was like, whoa. I said, let me tell you something. Everybody thought I was a rock star, because every lesson that you left, everybody thought it was mine and so forth. And that teacher was Dean Laura Ramirez Cruz. So I want to thank you guys. So we're very happy that she will be leading us. She's great, and I might still steal some of your lessons if you don't mind. I just quickly, for our new trustees, I just wanted to reiterate and read the mission statement for the Faculty Senate, just so you'll know a little bit about what we do and so forth. So the mission statement for the Faculty Senate is to participate with administration, faculty, and students by equally sharing governance and decision-making and all endeavors necessary to improve the needs of faculty and students, and to make recommendations for positive changes in the college. These are the goals of the Faculty Senate. So We meet with our administration. We make suggestions. They always check in with us to see what's working and what's not. But you're coming. I'm the speaker for over 178 full-time faculty. And the work, I just want you to know the work that we do, that we all do is tremendous. And you can see it in our students' work and what they do every day. We award many associate's degrees. We award many certificates to our dual enrolled students every year. And we are also very excited about our new, we have new baccalaureate programs coming up the pipeline. But I want to share a story with you, another one, and I will end it with this, but because I think it shows you the kind of faculty that we have, and ultimately that's who I represent. I lost my mother a year ago, and I remember being in the hospital with her, and she was, frail and weak. And we knew that, it was just a matter of time before we had to go to hospice. And one day, students would make their rounds in the room. Well, not one day, every day. But one day I was there, and a group of Laredo College nursing students walked in. There's 3 of them. And one of them, I didn't get her name, attended to my mother in the only way she knew how. She went up to her, she made sure that she was comfortable, and I remember she brushed her hair. My mother's hair hadn't been brushed in years, I think, really. And this student decided that that's what she was going to do. They probably knew more than we did that my mother did not have many days left, but she wanted for her to end those days with dignity. That's not taught in any book. That is taught by our wonderful and excellent nursing faculty who every year deliver. Every year, our students pass at 100% or close to it. Our nursing students can be, they don't have to compete. They are excellent, and I saw it that day. She didn't have to do that. She could have just taken her vitals and listened to the nursing staff and just moved on, but she didn't do that. She took her time to brush my mother's hair. Those are the students we have because of the faculty that work here. I'm their speaker, and I represent them without prejudice. And we will continue to do the exemplary work on an everyday basis. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. I appreciate it.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Gill, for sharing those beautiful stories. And then I'm very proud to have faculty that, like you, represent us. Thank you so much. Item number 9, Laredo College Student Government Association report. Mr. Gonzalez.
Good evening, Board of Trustees and Laredo College President, Dr. Minita Ramirez. Raimundo Gonzalez, Laredo College Student Government Association President, for the record. So I'm going to give you a brief rundown of how our student body has been progressing over the past month. Now, it hasn't been too long since our last meeting, but I can tell you that a lot has happened. So I'm excited to go ahead and share these details with you. First and foremost, we have our Alzheimer's Walk. So on November 2nd, Senator Perez and Senator Magali de la Cruz Coronado, they volunteered at the Alzheimer's Walk, which was hosted by the Alzheimer's Association, and this was at TAMIU. They were handing out water bottles, they were helping the efforts, and they were ensuring that everything was running smoothly. Next up, we do have Arbor Day. Arbor Day was actually really special in my heart because if you know anything about my campaign when I was running for this position, one of the biggest things that I was advocating for was more beautiful spaces outdoors on campus and in our community of Laredo. And my degree ultimately will be horticulture, which is the study of plants. And so planting trees at Independence Park was very special, very near and dear to my heart. And this was a partnership between the city of Laredo and Keep Laredo Beautiful. And of course, our Laredo College students were always willing to take the challenge and participate and help out and volunteer. So it was really nice to see. We had a good turnout, and it was really nice to be a part of it. Next up, we do have the HEB Feast of Sharing. It's pretty iconic. A lot of members in the community have either volunteered or have gone to this event. It's really nice. Obviously, HEB does a really big event at Sames Auto Arena in which they hand out Thanksgiving plates. And we had some volunteers from Laredo College, from our student body, go ahead and participate and leading those efforts, handing out those plates of food. This one, this is with Mr. Ruben Villarreal. He's been absolutely wonderful, and it's been a great pleasure to be able to work alongside him. He is conducting student interviews with students here at Laredo College so that they can kind of share what their experiences have been like and what they ultimately want to do in life. It was really nice for him to reach out to me, to be interested. And of course, he's going to be conducting more interviews just like this, so that future students can go ahead and get an idea of what to expect and how to make the most out of their experience here at Laredo College. We have our Palomino Pathways Summit, which was honestly incredible. A big, huge thank you to Mr. Pedro Rivera, Ms. Mariana Rodriguez, of course, Ms. Cristina, as they're walking in, Ms. Cristina Valenciano, who she always has her students ready. Event services, of course, and they prepare, they help set up everything. We did have our Student Government Association participate in this, as well as the Basorgo program. I know that they led a lot of the efforts in terms of the summit. It was really nice. And ultimately, summits and conferences like these that are hosted here at Laredo College are what are going to make the biggest impact on our students, right? One thing is to leave Laredo for a conference, but it's really nice to see that Laredo College is hosting their own conferences and that we're leading efforts like these, because this is where the students get to learn in their own environment, which ultimately is where they feel comfortable, right? So, you know, you learn a lot of things like the mastering the interview. Sometimes they give financial literacy discussions and other things of that sort of nature. So really well event, and everything went as planned. This is Texas Junior College Student Government Association. This was our virtual meeting. And basically, if you're not familiar with TJISCA for short, because it is a really long name, basically they are a student government association which represents a region as a whole, right? So not only do they represent Laredo College, but they represent multiple colleges such as San Antonio College, Alamo colleges. You know, you have Northwest Vista Lake College and other colleges, South Texas College, that are a part of this region. And the beauty is that our students get the opportunity to actually have positions on the e-board. So for example, we have Ms. Lindsay Ballesteros. She is our current vice president, but now she is also serving as the historian for Texas Junior College Student Government Association Region 6. These are really wonderful opportunities, and it's really nice for us to get the chance to get our names out there and to participate in opportunities like this. As you can see, we were there in the meeting, and everything went according to plan. Thanksgiving Gala. Now, let me just tell you that out of the many things to be proud of, the things that went right this semester, this one is towards the top of my list. This one was incredible. This sort of event has never been done, or at least not having been led by a student organization. For some information, Laredo College's Student Government Association hosted what we want to be an annual thing, and this was our first annual Thanksgiving Gala, in which we had student organizations across campus come to our Falcon Conference Center, and we basically had a nice little dinner for them. We had live music for them, and we had little speeches, and we gave thanks to faculty, to staff, but ultimately to the students and organizations and the leaders on campus that are ultimately empowering and making the change that is going to lead Laredo College into the future. So this success was a massive success. We are extremely thankful for everyone that participated, and we are extremely thankful that we got the opportunity to do things like this. Side note, we might be asking for a bigger budget because of events like this. But yes,
Put that
anyways.
in there.
Okay, Ray.
Mr. Vela.
I had to
That's
throw it
Mr.
in there.
Vela. He just got a check.
Oh, Mr. Vela, that's so true. Hi. But yes, so yes, massive success. So we're really thankful for that. This one is on behalf of Phi Theta Kappa. They hosted a vaccination drive, and their leaders played a crucial role in organizing and gathering students to get vaccinated. So they basically set up a Google form. They had students write down their credentials and everything that they needed to go ahead and get vaccinated, so that when the day came, the students just had to check in. They also worked on marketing this event. And they partnered up with outside, for example, Laredo Health, and basically they provided vaccinations to the student body. This is really important because obviously everyone knows that health is wealth, and having our students be able to be vaccinated is what's going to take Laredo College to the future and to lead Laredo College, ensuring that our students, faculty, and staff are safe, are healthy, and are all contributing well. That is Miss Lindsay Ballesteros, and obviously she's showing off her vaccination. So what a fun photo. And of course, last night, Laredo College did host their annual tree lighting. And of course, we had our Student Government Association president and vice president be the MCs for the night. So we were up there, we were on the stage, we were basically the master of ceremonies, and we ensured that everything was operating smoothly and efficiently. In addition, we had Student Government Association and student body members volunteering their time to go ahead and set up at the event, in addition to also setting up the Christmas tree, wrapping the presents, and other things to get ready for this event. So this is the end of my presentation. I do want to say a very big congratulations to our new Board of Trustees members. Of course, Mr. President Rangel, congratulations on your position. The student body is extremely excited for you all, and we are ready to see the changes that you're going to bring to us, and we are excited for the future of Laredo College. So we give you many, many thanks. So yes, and we wish you the best. We wish you good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Ms. Elizondo?
Thank you so much for everything that y'all do, and congratulations on everything. And I completely agree with you. I think that, yeah, you guys will need a budget increase. I went to you all's first meeting, and I remember it was around $15,000.
That's correct, yes.
Divided by 12 months. They need a little extra. But
Yes,
congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks.
We really do appreciate it. I also want to announce that this Board of Trustees member meeting is very important to me, as it is my last Board of Trustees meeting. It's a bittersweet moment. I will be graduating with my associate's degree this December, and I would like to recognize Ms. Lindsay Ballesteros, Vice President in the office, if she would please stand. Vice President Ballesteros will be referred to as President Ballesteros by the next Board of Trustees meeting. I do want to say thank you so much for the opportunity that Laredo College has offered its students. Laredo College will always be near and dear to my heart, and I'm so thankful for everything that Laredo College has done for me, from the faculty, from the staff, the Board of Trustees, Dr. Minita Ramirez, and of course, the wonderful students. Laredo College truly is something special, something beautiful. It changed my life, and I'm extremely thankful. So, thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes. Chair recognizes Ms. Garcia Benavides.
Mr. Raimundo Gonzalez, I just want you to know how proud we are of you and everything you've done. I congratulate you for your presidency this year,
Thank
your chairmanship. I want you to know that everything that you tell us and everything that you bring every month makes us very, very proud to know that the leaders of tomorrow that we are helping mold, that our teachers are helping mold, and that we are making decisions for are doing a fantastic job. And I look forward to the future with people like you in it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos. Chair, first. Okay, Dr. Ramirez, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Chair. It is a huge void. We have wonderful, wonderful students, but Ray is kind of unique, as you all have gotten to know him. But he's been very humble about this, but I do want you all to know that he's been admitted to Texas A&M University in College Station. He will study horticulture.
Wow.
And we're very, very proud of his success and really want to wish him continued success. He will be at graduation, and he will be saying the prayer at graduation. So you'll get to see him again. But if any of you all know of anyone that would be interested in supporting his academic success at A&M, he is in search of support financially as well. And so we're committed to trying to help him find that support. We do have a certificate on behalf of the college to present a certificate of appreciation and an award. I don't know if you want to do that now.
Let me just go ahead and recognize Ms. Ramos.
Thank you. So, Mr. Gonzalez, I was not here for the very first meeting that you got sworn in and that you were presented, but I've been seeing how you work. So I want to tell you a little story, just like Dr. Martinez. When I first started on the board in 2014, I noticed a gentleman that was sitting in the second row, and I said, "What is your role?" And he says, "I'm SGA president," which used to be called ASO. And I said, "What do you do?" And he says, "Well, I just sit here and I just look and listen, and that's all I do." I said, don't you want to talk? Don't you want to say something? His term came up, and another individual came up on board. And so I asked the rest of my fellow colleagues, I said, why can't we have the student representatives be also part of the introduction to the board meeting? And well, we've never done it. And I said, well, we should. And I brought it to the vote, and we voted, and we acted upon it, and we got the president to come and speak before. You have followed in the footsteps of other people, but you raised the bar, like the way you speak. You're so friendly. You're likable, and that's going to carry you a lot. But more than anything, you possess leadership skills that very few people have at your age.
Mm-hmm.
So, sky's the limit. With God and with everybody's support, you're going to go really far. But you've come a long way with us because you've blossomed into this wonderful individual who has shared with us so many stories. And I'm proud to call you one of our students. But not only that, I'm proud to call you the president of one of the RSGAs. And I'm so happy to see individuals such as yourself be part of the individuals that this is what I see as like the gift that has been given to us, right? Because I saw the student sitting there, and he said, I just come every day, every month, and I just sit there and listen. And this is what we wanted to see, and this is what we got and more. I appreciate your time and your leadership skills, and just your camaraderie, your attention to detail, and don't forget about us when you get to the top.
Never will.
Never will. appreciate you and appreciate everything you've done for us. And que Dios te bendiga and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can we go ahead and have a photo with Mr. Gutierrez?
Mr.
So the
Gutierrez.
award,
Gonzalez, I'm sorry.
the award reads Laredo College Spirit of LC, Raimundo Gonzalez, 2023-2024.
Those of you all with Aggie friends, los rancheros también.
By all means.
Let's support him. Yes.
I know, right? This will be your petition. Okay, so that's time. Missing. There we go, that's right. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And last one. 3, 2.
I've never planned to like take.
I'm sorry?
I've never planned
I know.
take pictures, but it's that one says for me to get used to it.
I know. Okay. Item number 10, 10A, October 2024 financial report. Mr. Cesar Vela.
First of all, congratulations to the new trustees and the new board officers. Raimundo, congratulations on your work as SGA president. For the record, Cesar Vela, VP of Finance and Administration. I know we have a lengthy agenda, so I'll go try to be brief on the October 2024 financial report. It was included as part of your board package. As of October 31st, 2024, our revenues are 24,647,604. That represents 30% of our budget. We don't have any major items to report right now. Right now, the state appropriation revenue stands at 11.1 million. That's 50% of what we are expected to receive from the state. Tuition and fees are 9.3 million, or 57% of our budget. Taxes are 3.5 million, or right now, currently, that represents only 8.3% of what we have in the budget. And remember that October is the first month of when we collect, when taxes start being collected. So again, overall, the revenue stands at 24,647,604. This is for the first 2 months of operations, and so it only includes the tuition and fee revenue for the fall semester. As far as expenses, the year-to-date expenses for the year are 12,952,957. That represents 16% of the budget. At this point last year, we were at 15% of our budget. So again, no major variances. The only one item that need to point out is that on the category 74 student expenses, we do have an increase compared to last year. Currently, right now, the amount that we are showing is 599,231, and this is the expenses that are being incurred because of the meal plan. So we did include in the 2025 operating budget $3 million. $2 million were allocated for the Palomino Pledge and $1 million for the meal plan. So again, that is the reason why you are seeing an increase this year of 599,000. And again, this is for the fall semester only. As far as the other funds, for the Global Logistics Center, the state appropriation revenue has already been received. That totaled 141,164. I'm sorry, 1,000, sorry. I wish it was 141 million. Expenses are 107,116. Right now, the reason for the expenses being at 107,000 is that we did have some expenses for the center equipment that was ordered, and this equipment had already been approved by the board, and it is coming out of the fund balance from the Global Logistics Center. So that is the reason why you're showing an increase in expenses. Again, the expenses total 107,000. So currently, right now, we have a net change to the fund balance of 34,000 for the Global Logistics Center. As far as auxiliary services, we have revenues of $646,047, which represents 47% of our budget. Expenses total 225,996 for a net change to the fund balance of $420,051. And again, this is just for the first 2 months of operations. Restricted funds totaled 14,284,121. The bulk of the restricted funds comes from the Pell Grant funds, 12.5 million. And that number is only for the fall semester. So again, out of the 14 million, 12.5 is coming from the Pell Grant program. Facilities Master Plan Phase 3. We began the year with a balance of $3,478,061. We have received interest revenue on those funds of $33,713. The construction expenses for the ongoing projects totaled $856,619. So as of October 31st, our balance stands at $2,655,155. Again, we are expected to complete the bond projects early next year. I believe that the last project should be completed by the end of March. As I mentioned, tax collections. This is the first month that we collect or receive payment from the Webb County Tax Assessor Collector. For the year, we've collected $3,345,029. That represents 7.23 of our tax levy. Tax levy for 2025 stands at $46,246,308. If you look at the last 2 fiscal years, we're pretty much on target. I do know that we had a difference last fiscal year, and that was attributed to the calculation of the tax levy. That was later corrected in the month of July. But again, if we look at fiscal year 2023, at this point, we were at 7.49% of our tax levy. Right now, we're at 7.23. So again, moving along, we seem to be on target as for the first month. The monthly investment report as of September 30th, 2024, we have a total of $118,448,254 in investments. 77.3 million are in bank deposits, primarily with Falcon Bank, and they're currently yielding 4.16%. We do have 2 investment pools, one with Lone Star and the other one with FIT Investment Pool. And then we just recently opened 4 CDs. And those are with Cornerstone Capital Bank and 3 with East West Bank. Again, you'll see there the current yields for the investments. So we're ranging from 4.16%, which are our bank deposits, to 5.50% on one of our CDs. And again, we're trying to obviously diversify the investments and try to maximize the return that we're getting on our funds. And the last item is just a quick update on the general operating fund balance. We are starting the year right now with a fund balance of 22,115,431. I do want to note that we still are working on the audit. So this number, we are still pending a couple of adjustment entries. It'll most likely decrease. For the year, for the first 2 months of operations, we have already recorded 24,647,604 in revenue. The expenses for the first 2 months total 12,952,957. So we have a current increase of 11,694,647. One item to note is that we are also pending to transfer out the funds to the deferred maintenance. The board approved a resolution to reserve 30% of the savings for deferred maintenance projects. So out of the 16.6 million, we will be taking 30% of that, which totals around 4.9 million. That will be going into the deferred maintenance fund to cover projects like roofing improvements and chill water line replacements. One item, as Judge Martinez always notes, the board passed a resolution to maintain 20% of the reserve of the current year's budget in reserve. So once we do that $4.9 million transfer, we will have 21% in reserve. So again, that maintains that commitment from the board to maintain the 20% in reserve in case any emergencies. So again, once we transfer out the 4.9 million to the deferred maintenance projects, we will have that 21% in reserve for operations. And that concludes the update on the October financial report. Any questions on any of the items?
Any questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Vela.
Thank you.
Item 10B, adoption of resolution and order in order of the Laredo College District Board to cast votes for the Webb County Appraisal District Board of Directors candidates on the voting ballot. Mr. Muir.
Mr. President, board members, and if I may, before I start, just to thank or congratulate to Mr. Dunhill, Ms. Newsom, and Ms. Alexander. Congratulations on your election victory. The Webb County Appraisal District has 9 different directors on its board. And basically the board is the entity that runs the appraisal district or oversees the management of it. 5 of the 9 are elected by the 5 taxing units that are in Webb County. Of course, it's Laredo College, the others United Independent School District, LISD, the city, and the county. A couple of months ago, all of the taxing entities nominated candidates to run for the position of the 5 positions of directors on the Webb County Appraisal District Board. The Laredo College Board of Trustees nominated Ms. Erica Benavides, so she's our nominee here. There are a total of 9 candidates that are running. So step 1 was 2 months ago to nominate candidates. Step 2 is to elect, cast your votes, if you will, for the particular candidates. Now, the thing about casting votes, the college has a total of 519 votes to cast. You can cast it for one candidate or more than one. The history has been that the college has casted all of its votes for one particular candidate, the member of the board of trustees that was nominated. The other entities also have votes to cast. The larger entities like United Independent School District and the city, they have a greater number of votes. They have more voting power. And that's because out of the total amount of tax dollars that are levied and collected, these entities levy a lot more than the college. So, but that's the essence of it. Now, there is a resolution that I believe the administration, Dr. Ramirez, has prepared, and you may have a copy of that with you. The resolution, as it reads, involves casting all of the 519 votes for Ms. Erica Benavides. If the board decides to do that, I recommend that you adopt the resolution, but read it into the record before there's a motion to adopt it.
So are you going to read it, Mr. Mayor?
I'd be happy to, yes, sir.
Go ahead and read it so we could vote on it.
Yes. Resolution in order of the Laredo College to cast votes for candidates whose names are listed on the ballot for the Webb County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Whereas pursuant to section 6.0301 of the Property Tax Code, Laredo College received notice on September 19, 2024 from the Chief Appraiser of the Webb County Appraisal District of the 519 number of votes to which Laredo College is entitled to. And whereas pursuant to section 6.0301 of the Texas Property Tax Code, each taxing unit entitled to vote on the election may nominate by resolution one candidate for each position to be filled on the Board of Directors. And whereas section 6.0301 of the Property Tax Code provides that the presiding officer of the governing body shall submit by resolution names of the Laredo College's nominees to the Chief Appraiser of the Webb County Appraisal District before October 15, 2024. And whereas the Chief Appraiser of the Webb County Appraisal District shall prepare a ballot listing the candidates and shall submit a copy of the ballot to each of the taxing units prior to October 30, 2024 for further action by the Laredo College. And whereas the Laredo College is entitled to cast 519 votes in total for one or more of the nominated candidates listed in the ballots. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Laredo College that the Laredo College casts its votes on the official ballot for nominees for the Webb County Appraisal District Board of Directors as follows. Name, Erica Benavides Garcia. Votes cast, 519. A copy of this resolution shall be delivered to Robert J. Paragoy, Chief Appraiser of the Webb County Appraisal District, by or on behalf of Laredo College before December 15, 2024, or as soon thereafter as possible. Passed and approved by the Laredo College's Board of Trustees on the 5th day of December, 2024. So, Mr. President and board members, that's the resolution that you would be voting on.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Ramos?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I move to,
I'm sorry, before that, any questions? No? Go ahead, Ms. Ramos.
I move to adopt the resolution in order of the Laredo College District Board to cast votes for our nominee Erica Garcia for Webb County Appraisal District Board.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Ramos, and then I have a second by Ms. Liendo, Ms. Vela, and Judge Martinez. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Item 10C, complete conflict of interest form as per policy BBFA, legal ethics, conflict of interest disclosure. Mr. Muir?
Mr. President, board members, Dr. Ramirez asked me to provide some information to you about this conflict of interest disclosure requirement. And so I'll briefly outline what it is and when you have to disclose the conflict and how you do that. So this applies, this particular policy, I should say, a rule that is in the policy. It applies in a scenario where the Board of Trustees is considering taking action on either a property or a business entity that one or more board members have substantial interest in. So, for example, if the Board of Trustees was considering buying a piece of property and one of the board members of the Laredo College had a substantial interest in that property, this would be triggered. This would be triggered. So The key is, does a board member have a substantial interest in the business or property? So the question is, what does the substantial interest mean? And if you look at the policy does lay out exactly what a substantial interest is. And it's part of this ethics policy. Let me get that for you here. So for real property, you would have a substantial interest, a board member would, in a piece of real property if the board member has an ownership interest in that property that has a fair market value of at least $2,500. So that, actually, if you think about that, that's a fairly small amount to trigger the conflict disclosure. You could have a piece of property that's worth, say, $500,000. If a board member owns at least $2,500 in fair market value, this is triggered. Then when it comes to owning a business entity, if a board member owns 10% or more of the voting stock in the entity, or 10% or more of the fair market value of the entity, or $15,000 or more of the fair market value of the entity, then the conflict is triggered. And so what happens if that arises, a board member is required to sign an affidavit under oath disclosing that particular conflict. And if the transaction, say in the case of a piece of property the board is wants to purchase, if there is a special economic effect for the board member who has the conflict, then the board member is prohibited from even participating in the vote. But the honest truth is, my advice would be, if any board member had a substantial interest, as that's defined, as we discussed, in a piece of property or a business entity, and that is coming before the board, that issue, I just would not participate in the vote at all. I would suggest signing the affidavit and then filing it and not participating in the vote. So that's the essence of this ethics policy. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you or Dr. Ramirez might have.
Okay. Chair recognizes Dr. Aminita Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. Rangel. And just for the record, because it is in policy and because we are in the process of our SAC's fifth year review, we need to have these forms signed, even if you declare no interest in property, whatever it is you might have, whether it's a ranch or whether it's a little business, a tiendita, whatever, if you have a personal interest in any of those things, we have to have that on file for our SAC's review, in addition to any kind of, the understanding of your ethics as it relates to where you work, family business, so that if we ever have to vote on a particular item that would affect or has any effect on your employer, on an employee, or a family member, that you would abstain from voting. And basically what the policy does and what the form does, it serves as, yes, I am aware, and yes, I understand. And we have to have that on file. So it is part of our accreditation process because we're adhering to the policy to have that on record.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
So I just want to clarify something because it is kind of confusing, right? So the first page, which is the Form CIS, the Local Government Officer Conflicts Disclosure Statement, can be filled out in general. And if there's at any point in time, any gifts or anything, then I guess you can come back to that one. So that's the most important form that we all need to fill out. This is also notarized. So Ms. Bocanegra would notarize that for us if we were to fill it out today. Exhibit A pertains to those individuals that have a business entity or real property. And so you would fill that out also as well. That in the back, it states also that it's notarized as well. And then Exhibit B, affidavit disclosing interest in property. And that one is also notarized as well in the middle of the section. So for those of us that are that have a property or have substantial interest in a business, then we would fill out Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Those of us that don't, we fill out the first page only and turn it in, correct?
Okay, yes, and to clarify, so if you've got a homestead, there's not a need to disclose that
Right.
in the affidavit.
Homestead does not qualify.
No.
Right.
No. It's only if you have an interest in making, and there's a profit to be gained
Okay.
that would conflict with the institution.
And just
To
to note,
special economic benefit is how the
That's it.
language reads in the policy, right? Yeah, and yes, profit would trigger it.
okay, just to note, this was given to all of us. We should have a copy in each desk. And again, like Ms. Ramos said, if you fill them out today, Ms. Bocanera will be more than happy to notarize them. If not, she will be more than happy, Ms. Bocanera, you could email them to all of us, just in case if we would want to do it in the private of our own homes. So we'll go ahead. Does this require a motion?
No.
No?
No. The information item, I think, the direction that
Just do it.
Any questions?
Just do it.
Mr. Chairman,
Chair recognizes Judge Martinez.
just to let you know, there are two exhibits.
Right.
Okay? Exhibit A, okay, this one here, it's affidavit disclosing substantial interest in a business entity or real property, okay? That is, if any of us has quite a bit of interest in any of this particular business. The other one is Exhibit B, which is an affidavit disclosing interest in property, okay? Now, of course, I would say most of us do own property, certainly our homestead, okay? But
That doesn't count.
that in itself does not qualify for it, okay? Now, some of us might have rental property, okay? Perhaps that may actually be part of that, being the rental property. But if the only thing that you actually have is ownership in your homestead, I don't think neither one of these two qualify.
Correct. That is
Okay.
correct.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
clarification,
Yes,
Judge. With nothing said, item 10D, ratification of out of the country travel for performing arts facility member as per Laredo College policy, CJ Loco Transportation Management, Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina, Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs. Board members, if you recall, and for those of y'all that were here, in August, I presented to you an agenda item where Dr. Mikołaj Gorecki was invited to Poland to, he's a composer, and they acknowledge his work in Poland in both in a symphony and in a festival. And due to those, and by the way, I do want to thank Ms. Tita Vela, Ms. Cindy Liendo, Ms. Jackie Ramos, and I apologize if I missed anybody who attended the event of recognizing his work. It really meant a lot for y'all to be there to support him. As you can see, it was very impactful. Well, because of those performances, he was invited again last minute in November. And so he went back to Poland in November. We didn't have a board meeting. He wasn't asking, like the last time, for any funds other than to support his substitutes. And so we felt that it was a need to approve it at that time. And so therefore, we're asking for a ratification for that travel.
So,
Any questions? No? We have a motion by Ms. Ramos, a second by Ms. Vela. All in favor?
aye.
Motion.
It was a wonderful concert. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It really was. I was extremely impressed. And it
Your
was
mic.
full.
Your mic, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was full. That was, I was surprised. I was surprised when I walked in. There wasn't very many places to sit. But if those of you that didn't go, you need to make sure and attend it if we have it again. And I hope
We
we
will.
do. I hope we do.
We will.
Thank you, Ms. Vela. Motion passes. Item 10E, approval of out-of-town country travel for Bachelors of Applied Science in Organizational Leadership Program Facility and Staff
as per Laredo College Policy, CJ Local, Transportation Management, Dr. Tijerina again.
Marisa Rodriguez Tijerina, Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs for the record again. And so in last month, our curriculum committee approved an organizational leadership certificate. This is a one-semester certificate that can build a student to enter our BASORGL. When I mean BASORGL is the Bachelor of Applied Science and Organizational Leadership degree, or it could be community members that need a leadership background, and these are a couple of courses that they can take to gain this certificate. Well, one of the courses does give students an opportunity to go study abroad with one of our faculty members. She's in the crowd, Dr. Marisa Guerrero. And but before we do that next summer of 2026, we want to make sure that they go witness a group first and get the field of what exactly it entails and get all the details squared out. They intend, her and Miss Amanda Flores de Toro are going to travel to London, England, and Madrid, Spain from May 12, 2025 to May 23, 2025. And so this is, and the reason it's early on is because by January, we have to submit the paperwork to allow them to attend.
I have a motion by Ms. Ramos, second by Ms. Garcia. Any questions? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Tijerina.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Chair recognizes Dr. Ramirez.
I want to recognize Dr. Guerrero for really taking this on. This is really going to give our students an opportunity to study abroad and also obtain a certificate in leadership. And I think that it was a challenge I gave them some time back, and they took it and ran with it, and they've done some really great stuff getting ready for this. And I'm really proud of the work that they're doing, and I just want to recognize her efforts and Amanda's efforts for their putting all of this together. And so thank you all for approving that. I think it will make a huge difference in our students' opportunities here. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. Item 10F, approval contract with Texas Multi-Chem for annual academic and recreational field turf program. Mr. Vela.
Yes, Cesar Vela, VP of Finance and Administration for the record. Board members, this next item is to request approval for the annual contract with Texas Multi-Chem for the academic and recreational fields turf program. The annual field maintenance agreement with Texas Multi-Chem is in the amount of $85,116. Out of the $85,000, we are doing additional work, which totaled $34,000, and that's included in the 85. And that is to get the baseball field ready. The city of Laredo will be utilizing that field for the Border Olympics tournament. In return, the city will be taking over the landscaping duties of the baseball field, as well as all the irrigation maintenance for that baseball field. So again, that is a one-time cost for this year of $34,000, and that's to get the baseball field ready for that tournament. The total of $85,000 includes, again, all the turf maintenance for the fields here at the Fort McIntosh and at the South Campus. So we have three multi-purpose fields here, the softball field and a baseball field here, and we have a soccer and baseball field at the South Campus. Again, this is all under by board contract, and the number 705-23.
So moved.
There's a motion by Ms. Ramos,
Second.
second by Ms. Liendo and Ms. Vela. Any questions? Ms. Elizondo, Chair recognizes Ms. Elizondo.
Mr. Vela, who will be utilizing the field?
So the baseball field is scheduled to be part of the fields that will be utilized for the baseball tournament. So it'll be all the high schools. Again, I'm not sure what the schedule will be, but we got approached by the city of Laredo. They needed fields for the tournament, and so they went ahead and asked us if we could get the field prepared. And again, in return, they will be taking over all the landscaping of the field and the irrigation of the field. Any issues that may.
Mr.
Uh,
Duncan, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is Laredo College charging any fees for this utilization?
So we have an agreement with the city of Laredo. We have a memorandum of understanding. So the fields here at the Fort and McIntosh and South Campus are open to the public as an extension of the city parks by the city of Laredo. In return, we do get to use the Sames Auto Arena twice a year for our graduations at no cost. So it's an agreement between the city and the college.
If I could ask, in top of your head, Mr. Vela, how much do we usually spend on the arena per graduation? Just for the record?
So it is around, I believe it was 36,000 per event.
Per event,
Yeah, so we're utilizing it twice a year
at no cost.
at no cost. Yes.
Thank you. Dr. Ramirez, recognizing Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. Rangel. I would like to answer Ms. Elizondo's question. Mr. Ivan Cano, who is in charge of our recreational facilities and our intramural sports, I think do you want to add anything about the fields and what we're using them for? Yes, sir.
You caught him unprepared.
Yeah, we currently have Ivan Cano for the record.
Can you state your name,
Yes.
please?
Ivan Cano, Director of Recreation and Esports for the record. Like you said, I wasn't ready for this. I actually just came for a bit. We do have esports right now. We're in playoffs, so we're playing for the regional title as we speak. So as soon as this is over, I'll be heading over. But in regards to the fields, to start off, the complex in the South Campus, the main entrance, it's a little bit blocked because of the construction that's happening, but we do have the city of Laredo utilizing those fields basically to add to more detail to what Mr. Vela was talking about. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Both facilities are open to the public, Fort McIntosh and South Campus. And then Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., they're open to the public as well. But to go back to the other question regarding our students, like I said, in the South Campus, the main entrance is technically closed because of the construction, but here we do have equipment at the LIAC gym that students can check out. They do use the tennis courts. They do use the softball fields, the soccer fields in the back. And we do have intramural programming planned for next semester as well, as we had basketball tournaments, basketball tournaments and volleyball tournaments this semester, and a tennis tournament this upcoming Saturday. I think it's going to rain, so it might ruin our plans for a little bit. But all those fields and basically facilities are still being utilized. I would like there to be more utilization of the fields by our students, but as we are a program that has been, or a department that has been in existence for 1 year, and as we're growing, we're clearly going to get more students out there. And during the summer and really throughout, the city uses the pool endlessly. Really, they use our pool. You can talk to the people from the city. They know that our pool is one of the cleanest pools. I know there's also projects going on there. We're fixing the heater as we speak, or we should be fixing it soon. And yeah, so, and not only that, oh my God, I forget their name. It's not the Army, the ones that are stationed here on campus.
The Guard.
The Guard. They use that as well for, they actually have a test coming up, I believe, next week. So they use that a lot as well in the mornings for practices and things like that, where they obviously sign the waivers and things like that. So.
Thank you, Mr. Khan. Chair recognizes Ms. Elizondo.
Can you please send me a report as to how many people and which different groups utilize the fields and all of the different facilities?
Sure.
And one of the reasons why I'm asking this is because one of the reasons why sports was dismantled was because of the amount of money that we spend on maintaining this. So I would like to see the numbers on that.
Of course.
Thank you.
But just for the record, that the fields are going to be maintained by the city, correct?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez?
Yes. Yeah, so we don't pay anything.
Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
So I also have a question. So does the maintenance, Mr. Vela, also include the pool? Are they going to be
No.
taking care, it's only the fields?
No,
The
and
baseball
so-
field?
So right now, the current agreement that we have with the city is, it's open to, as part of the city parks. Again, they're under our contract for the landscaping,
Mhm.
for the baseball field only,
Okay.
because we're taking on this additional expense for the city. They're gonna, in return, they will take care of the baseball field only.
Only,
Yes.
only. Okay. So I too agree with Ms. Elizondo about figuring out how much is being spent for for the facilities, or, for making sure that they're well kept and so
Mhm.
forth. They're being used by other entities and also by us.
Yes.
So how much is the investment that's being invested in there?
Mhm.
I would say that, I guess together with Ms. Elizondo, I would
Classes.
ask the chair to see if we need to take it to a vote, because it is a lot of work to be able to get all that paperwork in and so forth, and all the numbers and stuff. So how would you like to proceed with that? Because if we're asking for statistics and data, are all of us asking for it, or just the two of us?
Let me just, point of order. We had already made a motion and a second to approve this.
Yes,
So can we close that?
Yes, we
And
can.
to approve? Is everybody in favor? All in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So then what would be your motion on top of this one?
Can I make a comment before I motion?
Chair recognizes Ms. Elizondo.
Is there any source of accountability in terms of how do you all know? Because I mean, I'm sure there's insurance liabilities that are important to take into account. So who goes in, who goes out, who uses that information? Is that readily available for you all?
So when we brought the item to the board for approval, all those items were covered. We do have an MOU, and being that there are some certain exceptions, right? Because the city is a public entity, and so are we. But the city does maintain insurance, so they cover for the time periods that Mr. Cano mentioned. Their insurance kicks in. If it's a city event, they're responsible for that. Also, if they have a major event in one of our fields, they take care of security. They take care of of all the maintenance after the event. So we don't have any college resources going in there for any city events.
Okay, I mean, but a list of actual entities you do have, right?
If-
Because what I'm hearing is that,
Oh, the only entity that we have the agreement with is with the city of Laredo.
okay.
We don't lease it to other entities. It's just with the city of Laredo.
And when there is like a user complaint, like for example, I got one in which an individual was complaining because the water of the pool was very,
Was
very cold, and that individual actually stated that she got pneumonia because of that. So are those complaints being handled by the city of Laredo, or they're being taken care of Laredo College?
Again, it depends where the complaint went to. If it's with the city will communicate with us. We are aware that we need to replace the heater. As a matter of fact, we're working on that. We should have an item probably at the next board meeting to request approval to purchase the new heaters.
And then you noted that it's only the city of Laredo, yet there's different tournaments. Are those tournaments being handled by the city of Laredo?
Yes.
Okay, then
again,
it's not
yes,
necessary.
yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so then you
No,
don't need a
I'm-
report.
I'm good. I thought there was
Well,
different
okay.
organizations.
And if I may add, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Per
wow.
use.
Okay, can you state that, Mr. Vela, please, for the record?
Yes, so the, yeah, so the 49,320, and then, and is that for this year? Okay, yeah, so this,
For December.
it's gone up,
So close to $50,000.
yes. So again, in return for us, letting the city use the fields, we get the use of the arena for the two graduation ceremonies.
Maybe if we, go ahead, Dr. Chair
And,
recognizes Ms.
and
Ramirez.
on the pool, you're right. We did get that complaint, but keep in mind that we also have classes. We teach swimming. We teach through our programming. We use the facilities for our classes first. And so classes will always take priority before we allow even the city to use it. And they know that it's part of the MOU so that if they want to have something, but our students are having something, if they want to have the tennis tournament, or they want to have, if we're having an intramurals tournament, our students will always come first, and then the city can use it. We're not involved in the subleasing of anything. Okay, so that is between the city and somebody else. But for about $100,000 a year, they manage all of that. We don't have to do that.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's move on. Item,
Do we get clarification?
okay, you want to clarify it?
Well, I just want clarification because like, I asked it for,
The item
asked for a
passed.
report, right?
Yes.
So this item passed, but Ms. Elizondo and myself were asking about reports. We're okay with not getting a
Yes.
report, right?
And with that being said, since there's no item on the agenda to discuss that particular item, but maybe I'll do the request on writing just for clarification and for future reference.
Or also
Okay.
send it to one of the committees,
Yes,
right? Okay.
we could also, depending, I'll make a recommendation, depending on what Ms. Elizondo wants to see. If it needs to go first to maybe the finance committee meeting, Dr. Ramirez, and then if it needs to come to the full board, we could go ahead and do that as well. Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you.
Item 10G, annexation of new property which has been annexed by the city of Laredo. Mr. Vela again.
Yes, board members, the city of Laredo annexed 12 tracts of land back on April 2nd of 2024 and August 5th, 2024. In order for us to add it to our tax roll, the board has to approve the annexations via a resolution. I have been asked by legal counsel to read the resolution. It is a lengthy resolution, so it'll be an abbreviated version. And I'll go ahead and read that out loud. Whereas pursuant to House Bill 1182, passed by the 67th legislature, an election was called and had on April 2nd, 1983, for the purpose of annexing that portion of the city of Laredo not within the boundaries of the Laredo Municipal Junior College District, at which election a majority of the voters residing within the district, as changed by the proposed election, voted in favor of such annexation, and such new property were thereby annexed. And whereas subsequent to said election, the name of the Laredo Municipal Junior College was changed to the Laredo College District, and whereas on or about April 2nd, 2024 and August 5th, 2024, the city of Laredo annexed new property described by meets and bounds in 12 attached ordinances and being generally described as follows to wit. The ordinances are part of your board package. You'll find the meets and bounds of those properties in those documents. The 12 tracts of land are tract number 1, Laredo Readiness Center tract. Tract number 2, Killam Charco Industrial tract. Tract number 3, Terrible tract. Tract number 4, Cabello Recovery tract. Tract number 1, Bastrop RM Investments tract. Tract number 2, Pargan Group tract. Tract number 3, Neatmore Ranch 2 tract. Tract number 4, Killam Coves tract. Tract number 5, J&H Rentals tract. Tract number 6, Pinnacle Mines Investment 2 tract. Tract number 7, USA TSM tract. And the last tract is tract number 9, Neatmore Dolores tract. Where it is found to be in the best interest of the Laredo College District and its residents to extend and annex for college purposes all those new properties within the city limits of the city of Laredo, not now within the boundaries of the Laredo College District, as is provided by Texas Education Code 13.066. I'm sorry, 130.066. Now therefore be it resolved in order that those areas annexed by the city of Laredo set forth and described by meets and bounds in the 12 attached ordinances be incorporated and annexed to the boundaries of the Laredo College District for college purposes. passed at Laredo, Texas on this 5th day of December 2024.
That's
So-
a movement,
Second.
Mr. Chairman.
There's a motion by Judge Martinez, and I have a second by Ms. Ramos and Ms. Vela. And just for the record, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Minita, this is something beneficial for our tax base, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes. So there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Vela.
Thank you.
Item 10H, approval of bookstore building chill water line replacement. Mr. Vela again.
Yes, board members, we are asking that the board approve a contract with Dakin in the amount of $106,111.26. And this is to replace the chill water line at the old bookstore building. This is the building that is located behind the Cason Center, where the bookstore used to be. Again, we are getting ready, we're getting this area ready for the use of students, for meetings, events. So right now, the work calls for removing the old chill water line pipe, replacing it with a new line, adding a new valve, controls, adding a heater also for the heating element, and making sure that there are no leaks and that the line operates properly. The contract is being secured using by board contract number 720-23. The funds that for this project are coming from the deferred maintenance fund. We have allocated 150,000 for this project. So again, the total cost would be 106,111.26. With this replacement, that would be now the fourth building that we've replaced the chill water line. So we've done Ruben Garcia building, P1, Lerma Peña building, and now this building. So again, little by little, we are taking care of those lines that are now old and we're starting to have issues with.
So move, sir.
I have a motion by Ms. Ramos. Do I have a second?
I do.
A second by Ms. Garcia and Ms. Vela. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 10J, approval of a purchase of promotion, I'm sorry, 10I, approval of a purchase of equipment for the Instructional Technology Center. Mr. Vela.
Yes, board members, we're asking that the board approve the purchase of 30 interactive clear touch panels for the Instructional Technology Center in the amount of $180,117.87. The equipment is being purchased from SHI, and we're using a TIPS contract number 230105. Again, this is phase one of 5 phases, and the Instructional Technology Center is looking to equip approximately 200 classrooms with this technology. The equipment is budgeted as part of the general operating budget for this year under the Instructional Technology Center's budget.
Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
Mr. Vela,
Yes, ma'am.
the company, what is the company's name?
So the SHI is a reseller.
Okay,
Let me see if I have the brand of the Clear Touch.
Clear Touch? Okay.
Yes.
And then will they be the individuals to come and install?
It is
Right.
turnkey.
Or you're just buying the interactive flat panels?
No, this is just the panels. So yes, at some point we're gonna have to look at, and I'm not sure if it requires installation. They're the cart
They're in a
ones.
cart?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're on a cart?
Yes.
This is for the classrooms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the questions that I need to, like, put it together. So what's the difference between the cart, and maybe Mr. Chavez can answer this question? Why not put them up on the walls if they're in classrooms?
Albert Chavez, VP of Information Technology. For the record, I'm not able to answer that question because that is part of the instructional technology
Okay.
division, which is separate from IT. I don't know if maybe Dr. Tijerina may answer that question.
Maybe. I'm just seeing things the way we see them at the schools. So every classroom is outfitted with an interactive flat panel. We do have some mobile ones, but very few. And so it just depends.
Marisol Rodriguez Tijerina, for the record. So an example is, you see it at the conference room here at the
Mhm.
president's
Mhm.
office. It's just so easy to move those carts from different environments or different classrooms or different little conferences rooms. The difference, or to answer your question, is sometimes we don't have the infrastructure to conduct good Zoom rooms.
Okay.
We just invested a lot of money on 2 classrooms to become Zoom rooms, and that's a big investment. Whereas here in the Clear Touch, it's not only universal, but also the quality that you get to connect to different things. And also, you saw how easy it is to zoom in, zoom out,
Mhm,
like
mhm,
move
yep.
things around. It's a lot more reasonable than having to invest on, I'm trying to blank, David, the smart boards.
The smart board. Mhm.
That are very expensive, and the infrastructure to build we're just trying to be flexible.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because I know that you are going to equip 200 classrooms
In 5 years.
in 5 years. So if the classroom has an interactive flat panel, like these were going to have to be replaced sooner or later, right? More or less, they're running about between 5 to 8 years, the ones that are on the wall. And then the other ones, they're running into the 9th and 10th year. So just to be prepared for those, because it does take it's a lot of money, but if it's part of the strategic plan to outfit the classrooms, then it's going to be helpful for those classes. Now, the other thing that I did want to ask, and I hope you don't mind, but I'm asking another question or making another statement, is making sure that whoever is in charge of those devices, because it is a device, right? And whoever's moving them needs to know how to move them and the storage of them, because they can't just stay there. I see them in different places. Like sometimes they could be in a hallway because there's no room anywhere else, right? If you're leaving it in the classroom, lock it up, and because it is a very expensive device. So, and in addition to that, also the pens are very expensive. So just FYI.
Thank
That's what I
you.
deal with. Sorry.
It's okay. Any other questions? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passes. Item 10J, approval for the purchase of promotional items for the recruitment and dual enrollment department. Mr. Vela.
Yes, board members, we are asking for approval to purchase promotional items in the amount of $98,755. These items are being purchased from Urban Circle, and we are using a buy board contract number 671-22. The items will be used by the recruitment and dual enrollment departments. And again, these are for recruitment events and other college events also can utilize some of these promotional items.
Question.
Any question?
I do.
You, go, Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
Where has the money come from before?
So before, these items were being budgeted individually by departments. Last year, we centralized it through one office.
Okay.
So this office has currently the budget for promotional items. And again, they go ahead and distribute it based on the events that may be happening. But again, primarily, the focus is recruitment efforts. And again, the budget for the year, I believe, was about 300,000, and again, they're only requesting 98,000 at this moment.
So the 300,000 was already set up in the.
It's included in the budget. It's budgeted in the 2025
So they
budget.
want an additional 98?
No, this is just to
It's
approve
part
the
of it.
purchase, and it is coming out of that budget.
It's coming out of that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Newsom.
I just wanted to know what you meant by promotional items.
So
Oh, it is.
Good evening, Julio Reyes, Director, Recruitment and Dual Enrollment. For the record, some of the promotional items will be the T-shirts that we get for the students when we do campus visits. We also have preview days that are coming up where we actually give students the opportunity to get a drawstring bag, pencils, pens, stickers. So there's a little bit of everything that we're purchasing. We're also using them for career days when we get invited to the elementaries, to the middle schools. So it's a little bit of everything. It is in your package, a little bit of what we're going to be ordering this time around.
Thank you.
It's online.
Any other questions?
So moved.
Yeah. There's a motion by Ms. Ramos.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Vela. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Item 10K, approval of Arctic Wolf managed detection and response services 3-year renewal agreement. Mr. Albert Chavez.
Good evening, Board President and Board members and college administration. For the record, Albert Chavez, Associate Vice President for Information Technology. Before I cover the item, I just want to say congratulations to the newly appointed board members and also to the newly appointed board executives. For this particular item, we're requesting that the board approves a 3-year agreement with the company Arctic Wolf for managed detection and response services. This particular purchase will be done through the reseller Computer Solutions using a TIPS contract 230105. The total cost for year one is $130,581 with 0 cents. The Arctic Wolf managed detection and response solution provides 24/7 monitoring of the Laredo College networks, endpoints, and cloud environments, along with a managed approach for detection, response, and recovery for modern cyber threats through managed triage and concierge services. These services enhance the information security program defense in-depth strategy by leveling multiple security measures to protect college assets. The 3-year renewal agreement will lock in the year-to-year service increase to 5% instead of 8%. So basically today, we have the service and we completed year one. And this particular agreement would lock our year-to-year increase, if we do the 3-year agreement, to an increase of 5% instead of their standard 8%. The fund for this service are currently allocated in the IT department budget under technology support.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Ms. Vela,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez. 10L, modification to the 2024-2025 academic calendar, winter semester adjustments due to the software as a service SaaS upgrade and conversion to including granting the president authority to make further adjustments should any unforeseen issues arise. Dr. Solis and Ms. Trevino.
Fred Solis, Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment, for the record. This particular agenda item comes before the board because currently the college is in the middle of a major conversion of our administrative system. Basically, we're moving from our current system called Banner into a newer system called SAS. The window of opportunity is going to be happening beginning December the 16th in the evening and running through December the 19th. Unfortunately, that's the same time frame when our winter semester is slated to begin. So what we're asking the board to consider this evening is allowing administration through the president to make adjustments to that winter semester times table in terms of the starting date of the winter term and the ending date of the winter term. So as you can see in the agenda item, we would basically start the winter semester instead of beginning on December the 18th, which is one of the blackout dates because of that conversion, moving it to Friday, December the 20th. Additionally, we're also asking the board to give approval to the president to make adjustments should any unforeseen items come up that may be require further adjusting with your approval.
Any questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Judge Martinez.
Thank you. I would like to, as I understand, the United School challenged our trimester or some of our programs here, when it comes to having presumably a conflict with them on their calendar for the school year. Is there some kind of a comment that was that came about that you are made aware of, if I may ask?
Chair recognizes Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Martinez, for the question. As of now, our calendars are not completely in sync as it relates to some of our holidays. There are certain holidays we do not observe that they do, and there are others that they do that we do not. So from that perspective, but we work it out. As a matter of fact, they just met with all the districts, including the Catholic schools, including Harmony, including Zapata, and they all got together to go over calendars to make sure that all the calendars are aligned. And so as far as the 8-week to the 16-week, we adjust our calendar to the district calendar. So if in some cases, they have adjusted their calendars to the 8-week, and in other instances, they have not. So the faculty then is given us, so they may have a class that's our faculty may teach 2 classes that are 8 weeks and 2 classes that are 16 weeks long. And that's just the way it goes. So no, as of right now, I don't perceive any conflicts. We met with UISD about a month ago, right? It was about a month ago. All of our leadership team, our administrative team, and their administrative team, we met at the UISD offices, and we went over our calendars. We went over our teaching schedules, and so there is no conflict. The districts do not offer a winter semester like we do. Right. So that is not in conflict with their schedule at all.
Okay.
All right.
Were you able to also include Jimmo County, Hebbronville?
I don't know. Was Hebbronville
in your
here?
meeting?
I don't think they were there.
No?
I know that they get invited because
Yes.
I used to lead that
They're
group,
part of our-
and now Dr. Fred leads the group, but they don't always show up.
I see. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other comments? Is there a motion? I have a motion by Ms. Vela, and I have a second by Ms. Ramos. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passes. Informational items.
Mr. President, if I
Yes.
may, before I leave the podium, I want to congratulate the new incoming board members on your first meeting, and congratulations to the new board officers on presiding over the meeting today.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Dr. Solis.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 11A, information on the Laredo College Board committees. I am going to go ahead and allow Ms. Ramos to present this.
Thank you, sir. So I just want to make a clarification and explanation for our new board members. So board committees serve an important function in the implementation of college objectives and in long-range planning. And through the designated committees, faculty and staff members are given opportunities to make recommendations and suggestions to the college administration relative to operations and policies, and we work together. They are appointed by the board president after each LC board election of officers. In this case, they will be appointed in January. Committee meetings are scheduled during the week of a regularly monthly board meeting, usually at 5:30. And the board committees include Student Success Committee, which meets on Monday of even numbered months. Finance and Audit Committee meets on Tuesday of every month. Program and Policy Committee meets on Monday of odd number months or as needed. And the Building Committee meets as needed. On your packages, you have a paper, and Ms. Bocanegra will also send us an email asking the available board committees and what they are, and asking each one of us to make sure that we fill in their 1, 2, and 3, or just one of our preferences for committee assignments. Then Mr. Rangel will assign the committees, and if you are interested in chairing a committee, you might want to put the information there on the document so that he can go ahead and review those items and then present it at next board meeting. Mr. Rangel?
Thank you. If I could just add, if we could go ahead and submit those hopefully within the next couple of days, And the reason for that is that way, I know we're also off in Christmas, so then that way the committees are set and the schedules are sent out to the proper board members, so we could be ready for the month of January.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yes. Okay. So that was an informational item. Any questions?
None.
No. Thank you. 11B, Student Success Report, Dr. Solis and Ms. Trevino.
Good evening, esteemed board members. Fred Solis, Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment for the record, and presenting along with me is.
Good evening, Jessica Trevino, Associate Vice President of Enrollment Management.
This evening's report will consist of two components. First of all, we'll have a short discussion in terms of our enrollment activity as it relates to enrollment for both wintermester and spring, and then also some information regarding our upcoming commencement ceremonies. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that this report would not have been possible without the data that's provided from the Associate Vice President of Enrollment Management, Ms. Jessica Trevino, and by the Director of Institutional Research and Planning, Ms. Maria Luisa Ramirez. Currently, we are under the enrollment activity for both wintermester and spring 2025. Actually, we opened up registration back in November 11th. And so today actually marks the 25th day of registration for both wintermester and the spring semester. As been noted, the first class day for wintermester will be Friday, and thank you for the board and allowing us to make that adjustment. The new start date will now be December the 20th. However, the first class day for spring stays the same, and that will be Monday, January the 14th, 2025. Or Tuesday, rather. Yeah, sorry about that, Tuesday. Thank you. Currently, our spring enrollment count, which includes the enrollment count for wintermester, sits at 3,648. For wintermester, we have a count of 494 currently enrolled students. For the spring, our non-dual count is at 1,940. And as you can see, the spring for dual credit is currently at 1,214. Across the board, each and every one of these numbers marks an increase in terms of where we were at this point a year ago. And so overall, currently, we're ahead by almost 50% of where we were last year. So it's looking very favorable, it's looking very good as we move into beginning both wintermester and spring semester. For our continuing education, as I've noted in the past, continuing education does not offer courses on a semester basis. They offer them on what we know as quarters. And so the quarter that's currently in effect is quarter number 2, which began on December the 1st and runs until the end of February. So currently we have 66 students that have already enrolled for quarter number 2 under the continuing ed programming. Before I continue, I'll pause if there are any questions regarding the enrollment numbers at this time.
Any questions?
No.
No?
Okay.
Please continue, Mr. Solis.
Good evening. Congratulations to the new board members. Congratulations to the board officers. We look forward to having all of you join us for the commencement ceremony. We are looking at the fall 2024 commencement ceremony to take place on Monday, December 16th at the same Auto Arena. We are looking at a ceremony to begin promptly at 6 p.m. Doors do open to the public at 5 p.m. Our graduates line up also at 5 p.m. So we're hoping that attendance will be greater definitely for the ceremony because it is after working hours. No tickets are required for guests to enter the arena. They do, however, have to follow the items allowed and not allowed to go to the arena. All of that information can be found at our dedicated commencement website, laredo.edu/graduation. All of you, for your convenience, have actually received a reserved parking permit made possible through our Laredo College Police Department. I do want to mention, however, that they will only be at the reserved parking zone from 5 to 5:30 so that they're able to move the cone for you. If you get there a little bit after 5:30, then feel free to move the cone and park there. We just do need them to be out there patrolling right before the ceremony begins. So please, if you're planning to attend between 5 and 5:30, we'll have an officer there to move the cone. After that, feel free. I do also want to.
Ms. Trevino,
Yes.
if you could just go ahead and notify the board where exactly that reserve parking is at and where they could go in through, please.
Yes, definitely. So the board members in the stage party can come in through entrance D. Yes, and entrance D. It is the student entrance as well. It is the entrance closer to the Unitrade Stadium. My major weakness is the north, east,
Chair
south, and
recognize,
west.
thank you. Chair recognizes Judge Martinez.
Will we be wearing gowns?
No, sir, not for.
No, not for this?
Not for this
Okay,
one.
thank you.
Thank you.
Business professional attire.
Yes.
Translate?
The numbers are looking great for the fall 2024 ceremony. These are right now graduating candidates. Please note that we don't call them graduates just yet because we're still pending to collect their final grades for the fall semester. They all have been notified that they're graduating candidates. Grades are due this coming Wednesday, December 11th, so that we're able to run final GPAs and compute students who will be graduating with honors and honors courts so that we're able to give them their information. We do have 29 students graduating from our Bachelor's of Applied Science and Organizational Leadership degree. We have 229 from the Associate of Science, 119 from the Associate of Arts, 36 from the Associate of Applied Science, 239 with a certificate, for a total of 652 graduates, out of which 463 have indicated their intent to participate in the ceremony. So it is a major accomplishment. I did run a number that I didn't put on here, but in the ceremony for fall 23, we had 550 graduates. So we are a little over 100 up this year. Yes.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Newsom.
I just have a question. Is this including both, because I know that there's like some students that do get the associates and the certificates, dual enrollment students as well?
Yes, we do
That's-
not.
so this number is including the.
If and when we do have dual enrollment graduates, we do include them with a regular graduate count. This fall semester, we do not have dual enrollments graduating from the programs just yet. And yes, these numbers do include duplicates because a student could be graduating with a certificate, but now they're also graduating with an associate's degree. So.
Thank you for the clarification.
No problem.
Thank you. Any other comments? No? Thank you. This is an informational item. No action needed.
Thank you.
11C, notification of the serving of alcohol beverages by the outside entities in Laredo College facilities as per Laredo College Board Policy, GDA Local Community Expression and Use of College Facilities Conduct on College District premises. Dr. Ramirez?
Thank you, Mr. Rangel. Yeah, this is just to notify you, we have a couple of entities that have leased one or more of our facilities for the holiday season and into the spring semester. LTGI is hosting one of their plays in early January before our next board meeting. They typically serve wine during their intermission. We have another entity that's having a holiday celebration in one of our facilities for a couple of hours in an afternoon, and they're going to serve some sort of adult beverage. And so just to notify you that this is happening, and just to let you know. Thank you.
Thank you. And just for the record,
We're
for
not
Ms.
invited. No, I'm just kidding.
For Ms. Newsom and Ms. Alexander, anytime that they come, that they want to go ahead and bring alcohol, they need to come to the board for approval. That way you guys know. For notification. No action needed. Any questions? No, no action needed. 11D, status of Laredo College District Board members required training as per Texas Educational Code Section 61.084, Texas Government Code 551.005 and 2054.5191, and legal policies, BBD Legal, Board Members Orientation and Training, and BI Legal Reports. Dr. Ramirez?
Thank you, Mr. Rangel. At your seats, there is a listing of who's missing, if any, trainings. We would appreciate your support in getting your trainings done, most especially cybersecurity training and Open Meetings Act trainings. All of these have to be complied with, not by December, for the new members, because it's a lot of them, but But certainly we need to have them all completed before March. I think the cybersecurity training is the one that we need to get completed as soon as possible. Again, we do report all of this as part of our SACS report, and we also have to report this to the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board to be in compliance with state law. So if you'll take a look at if you're missing something, it should be on there. Okay?
Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
For the record, I just want to know, what is Public Information Act and where is it coming from? No before or there's another, is it Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, Elizabeth?
That's a Liz question.
Attorney General? So we go through the Attorney General? Okay, I was having trouble. I just want to make sure that you know that. I don't want to get in trouble, but I was having trouble because I changed my password. So it wasn't recognizing my password, but I was able to get the other one from the cybersecurity training. So that meant I was okay. I was figuring, okay. I did want to take an opportunity to recognize Ms. Liendo because she has all of hers completed and give her a big round of applause. Yay!
Congratulations.
Thank you for shining up.
Yeah. You're the only one that's not, you're the only one that's not putting Liz through headaches right now. Any other questions?
I just want to take notes from her.
Yeah. Okay, no action needed. 11E, notification of employee compensation during closure of Fort McIntosh campus due to power outage as per Laredo College Policy DEA Local Compensation and Benefits Compensation Plan. Dr. Minita Ramirez.
Yes, sir. Trustees, on November the 11th of 2024, we had a power outage here at this campus. The AP had to come in and replace some equipment on campus. They told us it would take a couple of hours. It was close to the end of the day, and so we sent people home because we couldn't do anything. Without a computer, people can't work. And without lights, and that day it was very, very hot. Without air condition, people didn't really want to stay inside either. So we made an executive decision to send everyone home. We'd like to compensate those folks for that time. It wasn't their fault, and we need your approval to do that.
Second that.
This is an informational item. Does Dr.
sorry.
Ramirez have authorization, Rusty?
Mr. President and board members, the policy says that the board, in the policy, is authorizing the college president to do this as long as the board is also notified. So
Okay.
no actions needed
So
tonight.
no action needed. She's just notifying the board. Any other questions? No, thank you. 11F, Foreign Trade Zone Designation Request, Dr. Ramirez.
Hold on, let me pull them up. 1 second. So recently, we received several requests from the city for the free trade zone exemptions. As per policy, we're supposed to, as we receive them, we send out the letter approving them. But we, in your packets, have given you a listing and an explanation of each one of these free trade zone agreements that we sent out with a copy of the letter we sent, a copy of the request, and a diagram of that they send us outlining the space that they're requesting the exemption for. Interestingly enough, like we've annexed new property, we're also losing little bits and pieces of property, but what we lose is a lot less than what we gained at this meeting. So it's a notification item, but I strongly encourage you to take a look at who are the people that are requesting this from us on the free trade zones, because I think it's important for you all to know who they are, and if you run into them, let them know.
And just for the record, this is another policy that Dr. Ramirez has the authorization for. She just notifies the board. Thank you. 11G, notification of travel to the legislation opening session on January 14, 2025, and the Community College Day on February 13, 2025, as per Laredo College Board policies, BBG local board members, compensation and expenses, and BBH local board members, conventions, conferences, and workshops. Dr. Ramirez?
Thank you, sir. Yes, so legislative opening day is January the 14th of 2025. It is a big day, especially for our district, because the Dean of the Senate is our very own Senator Judith Safrini, and that will be a big day, I guess, in the Senate. In addition, we are also honoring Representative Richard Raymond in the House. He was recently reelected, and we have a new representative, Representative Don McLaughlin, who took Representative King's place. And so we are hosting a lunch that day with TAMIU for Senator Saffirini. So we were extending the invitation to all of you to attend that day if possible. Seating is limited in the gallery, but there is an opportunity for us to watch from either the House or the Senate. We haven't been told if we're going to get seats at either place, but ideally we would at least get a few. If you're interested in attending, please let Elizabeth know so she can make travel arrangements for you to attend. I strongly encourage you to do it. I've been keeping up with all of the bills that have been filed since the filing date began. There are a lot of bills being filed into this year's 89th session that will impact higher education and most specifically the way we're funded. And so I think it's important for us to note what is happening. I'm on this tracker where we're tracking every bill that is being filed continuously that affects education as at large and higher education specifically. And so there are lots of things that we're going to have to deal with if any of those bills get passed. And certainly, I think it merits our input and our opinion to our legislators. And so your participation is imperative. And so if you're interested in joining us on the 14th, please let Elizabeth know. On February 3rd is Community College Day at the Capitol. We're making arrangements. Dr. Solis is leading the pack, but we're taking a busload of students to participate in Community College Day, as all community colleges do. 2 years ago, we took a large group of students for the first time, and their participation made a huge difference. You saw that in Raimundo, you saw that in Gigi last year. They participated in that event for the first time, and it was incredible for them. All of our students had an incredible experience meeting and talking to legislators as they did their job. And so we were welcomed by all of them, including Representative Ryan Guillen, who's been a great friend to this community for many years. And so, so if you're interested in participating in that, Liz needs to know as well. And so with that, Mr. Chair.
Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
I just want to remind everyone, for the graduation, punto de parte. The ice rink is set up, so it is cold.
It's freezing.
Make sure we take our
warm boots,
jackets and stuff.
The what is it?
The
ice rink.
The ice ring is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's set up at the arena, so just to make sure that everybody knows that.
And we're letting the students know as well, because they will be, and the faculty, because they will be sitting on the floor. And even though there's a cover on the ice, it's cold.
Yes.
So be prepared, because it is a cold day
That's right.
for all of us.
Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Judge Martinez.
Just FYI, when you mentioned Ryan Guillen, actually, he's from the Lower Rio Grande Valley.
Yes,
So
sir.
we have to appreciate that he does not really need to do involved with us, our community, yet he actually makes it a point to provide additional support. So we ought to provide some
Yes, sir.
thanks, I should say, in behalf of the
And,
college.
and actually, Judge, he already reached out to me and saying, hey, are you bringing your students this year? Bring them to my office. I want to talk to them. He's been really warm with this college
He's
and
always
our
has.
students, and he's been wonderful to us. So,
Yes.
so we're very grateful, and we're going to need his support. So, thank you
ma'am.
for saying that.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? No? Thank you.
I do.
Yeah, Chair recognizes Ms.
Well,
Elizondo.
You're gonna go to the next item? Or?
Yes, but go ahead.
No, I'll wait, I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to congratulate the president for running such a smoothly meeting.
I'm not done yet. I'm like this.
I don't think we haven't had a 2-hour meeting in a very long time. So thank you for doing a great job.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Item 12, President remarks and reports. 12A, Campus Police Personal and Travel Report. Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. Rangel. Your campus police report is in your packets. Please note that we've had a wonderful semester with hardly any incidents of any kind. Keep your fingers crossed, it's not over yet, I know. But I think our campus police has done an incredible job in the last year or so as they've increased a lot of their efforts on campus, on both campuses. And so we're really proud of the work they're doing and certainly grateful to keeping us safe. We have no personnel items for December. As you all know, we don't hire new employees through the month of December because it's only 2 weeks. And so we'll do that again in January when we welcome new faculty, new staff if necessary. And so that'll be in January. As far as travel reports, we have a large contingency. This year's Southern Association Accreditation National Conference is in Austin, which is it's never in Texas. And so this year, because it is in Texas, we're going through our fifth year review next year. We're taking a substantial group of folks from Laredo College to the meeting. We leave Saturday morning, and most of the group will be back on Tuesday. Some of us will be back on Monday night, but we're very really excited about the participation from our faculty and staff and administrators for SACS. And so that'll be this week. This starting Saturday. Towards the end of next week, the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board Higher Edge Conference, I don't know why they call it that, but that's what they call it, is recognizing some of our efforts. And so we've got a group of, a team of people that are going for that recognition. We do have a CEO's meeting with our new commissioner. And so I'll be attending that meeting as well towards the end of next week. So next week is kind of a wash for me. I'll be in and out of the office all week long. So just to let you all know. As we prepare for the end of the semester, after graduation on Monday, there are several things that are on your calendar that I want you to take note of. If you're able, on Sunday, December the 15th, it's a public event, but it is an incredible event. Mr. Carlos Gil has been doing this voluntarily for many, many years. He did the Veterans concert and he does the Christmas concert. And we partner with them and with Julie Bazan and her group in helping to sponsor this event. And so if you're able to come, it's an entire volunteer group of a symphony of local musicians. And it is an incredible concert. They do a wonderful job. And I shout out to him for doing it every year. He and his wife do all the work. And so they don't have to, but it is free to the public and it is a beautiful Christmas concert. So I encourage you to participate. And then we have a graduation on that Monday. We have a graduation for our Regional Law Enforcement Academy. That is December the 17th. Then we have winter break starting on the 19th. But keep in mind that we will have people working because we're doing the rollover from Banner to Banner SAS. to the cloud. And so people will be having to do testing and things. So we'll have some people working even through the holiday. And we also have our winter semester going on. So we will have activity going on even during the holiday season. So keep them in your prayers because everybody's going to try to stay safe. Please note that we have made preparations and schedules for weather issues over the holiday season since we're technically closed. But we have teams. The teams are being led by Dr. Ariasola and Mr. Vela, and they've organized meetings. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do in case of this, that, or the other. And so everybody has a plan. I think everybody knows what they're doing. We're turning off chill water lines. We're doing everything that we can to try to prevent a financial disaster, aside from a regular disaster, right? So please note that there's a lot going on behind the scenes between now and the 18th when we say goodbye to 2024. Everybody's working around the clock. So I too want to thank our new board officers and our new board members and welcome all of you. I thank you all for your service, for your commitment, and for your foresight. I think your vision for our college is admirable. Your willingness to give up of your time for no pay is really and truly admirable. So I'm honored to work here. I'm really pleased with the outcomes, and I think that we have an incredible future ahead of us. There's so much to be done still, and I really am honored to be a part of this team. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that covering your item 12B, Dr.
Yes, I'm
Ramirez?
done. Yes, sir.
Okay. Before we close out with upcoming events, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to allow our board members to close out if they want to say anything. Ms. Alexander, do you want to make any comments to the board or the audience?
I'm just grateful to be here and looking forward to 2025.
Thank you. Judge Martinez, any
Well,
comments?
Certainly, in my behalf as well as behalf of the other members of our board, we certainly want to welcome you. We are impressed with the manner in which you actually came through it with your votes. That was quite impressive. Obviously, you did quite a bit of campaigning, and that really it was very obvious. And in behalf of myself, and I'm sure in behalf of other members of the board, we're very proud of you, and we want to welcome you. And we're here to help you on anything that you may need or that you may like to get additional background or information. That's what we're here for. We need to help each other. And we work as a unit, and we have been able to get Laredo College, the changes that have been done, believe it or not, have been very, very positive. And this institution is recognized as one of the top, particularly in the nursing program, of which we are all very proud. Thank you. And who would ever have thought that the day was going to come that Laredo Junior College, now Laredo College, is able to actually give or provide bachelor's degrees in not only one field, but also in more than one field. And to us, of course, I personally am very, very proud, particularly more so when I became a student way back. And it's incredible, the changes and the improvements and the actually overall benefits that it provides to our community, not only here, but also our two counties primarily, which is Jim Howe County as well as Zapata County. And that this institution, believe it or not, has made a big difference, of which we're very, very proud. And I want to commend also Dr. Ramirez, because ever since she came in as president, she's been able to do some modifications that actually have actually improved the overall program within our institution, as well as and the faculty have also been very, very, very appreciative of many of these modifications and changes that you've done. So in my behalf, and I'm sure in behalf of the members of the board, we congratulate you and we commend you on these changes, Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Newsom, any comments?
I think I spent a long time speaking up there.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to really thank everybody again, and everybody's been very, very welcoming. I know a lot of people. As a matter of fact, Laredo College was at his school today. So, yes, so they were already, because I had already started some of my students financial aid, so I had already started getting them emailing before we left for the Thanksgiving break. When can you all come? So they were at our campus today. So very welcoming, everybody all the time. So just wanted to thank everybody for being so kind and nice and welcoming. And I really look forward to working with everybody. I know a lot of you all, and I've been meeting more people, and I'm looking forward to meeting everyone. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Newsom. Ms. Bella, any comments?
No.
Thank you. Ms. Ramos, any comments?
A little bit, just a little bit. Just realized that I just completed my 10 years on the board. Oh my gosh.
Me too.
Yes, we both did,
Me
Ms.
too.
Bella and I. I want to thank the board for the vote of confidence to continue to be an officer. I serve proudly. Judge Marmolejo asked us as she walked out, she says, "How much do you get paid?" So we don't get paid anything. She goes, "Oh my God. Oh my gosh, wow." Like she couldn't believe it that we don't get paid. We all do it for the labor of love. I get really emotional because it makes me really proud to be part of this board. It really does. And I thank every single faculty member and every single employee because we all have worked together so well these past 10 years. It doesn't feel like 10 years. It doesn't. But thank you. Thank you for your vote of confidence to my fellow board members. We will continue to work hard and we'll continue to work as a board, work as a unit. And I'm very proud to be part of this board. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're looking forward to 2025, the year that I retire, hopefully.
Thank you, Ms. Ramos.
Thank you.
Ms. Benavides Garcia.
Yes, I just wanted to say I'm very, very proud of each and every one of you all. I mean, I've been here for 2 years. I still have 4 more to go. But what I have seen from you all is, bar none, you work and you work and you work with Dr. Ramirez to make things happen. You really, really do. So it takes special people to change, you know? It's not easy when somebody new comes in to change the way you do things. And you all have stepped up and done a fabulous job. I want to congratulate you all and Dr. Ramirez for your leadership and to let you know that I look forward to many more upward trajectory kind of things that you all do. Innovation, visions, you know, let's keep on going, guys. Let's keep on going. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. B. Ms. Elizondo, any comments?
I just want to take the opportunity to welcome Ms. Alexander and Ms. Newsom. Welcome to the board. And I want to congratulate the officers. Congratulations. And thank you to administration, faculty, and staff. Thank you so much for everything. And we might see each other in events, but not in an official formal meeting. So I just want to wish you all a happy holiday season. May God bless you and all your families. Y los quiero con todo mi corazón. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Ms. Liando, any comments?
Thank you. Yes. First, I'd like to congratulate our new officers. Congratulations. I have no doubt that the meetings are going to run smoothly and we're going to have, great things getting done in the upcoming year. To our new board members, I think that you have seen today, today has been a meeting where a lot of tears have been shed. And that's because this board and this faculty and staff and this entire Laredo College community has a lot of heart. And I think that we don't just say we're family, we really are. And that is why we're moved when we see our students succeed, our staff succeed, and our fellow board members succeed as well. And of course, none of that would be possible without outstanding leadership. Dr. Ramirez, thank you. And so I look forward to getting to know you all better in the upcoming years. And I have no doubt we're going to do great things for our students and for our community. So welcome. I look forward to working with you all. To our staff, our students, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Ms. Liendo. Ms. Vela retracted. She said she does have something to say.
Just that 2025 is going to be a great year for all of us.
I also am sorry, but I wanted to say yes and forgot all about all of y'all. But welcome, you guys, Lizzie and Adriana. Welcome to our board. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. We're doing wonderful things, and I know we will continue to do wonderful things. And congratulations to Mr. Rangel, Ms. Vela, and Ms. Jackie. I know. Right? Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thanks.
Mr. Rangel.
Thank you. Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you all very much for all your kind words and for your well wishes and the teamwork. But I do need to point something out. Mr. Rangel is wearing a tie.
Tell me about it. In a
And that's
suit.
not often that he wears a
No.
tie to our board meetings. So, sir, I just want
Not
you to
gonna
know. Anyway, and I just want to wish everyone a very happy holiday season, a Merry Christmas, and a very heartfelt thank you for this incredible journey that we're on together. So I really wish you all the best. Lots of love, great health, prosperity, and lots of faith. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. I'm going to curve it real quick and finish it off. I'm echoing a lot of sentiments of my colleagues. First of all, I do want to go ahead and welcome, and I'm sorry I threw a curveball at you right now to just say something. And I'm sorry I started over here, Ms. Alexander, to put you on the spot. I would have done it this way, and I think you would have, okay, I need to mention this, but I do want to welcome Ms. Alexander and Ms. Newsom again. I know we're going to be a great team. We're going to move this college forward. And like I mentioned in earlier today, it's because of you guys. So honestly, I really do honestly feel that you guys make us shine every time. So thank you, la verdad, de todo corazón. For my colleagues, thank you so much for allowing me to serve as your president, for this time. It really does mean a lot to me. And I thank you so much. And I promise to do my best to be able to move the college forward and to help Dr. Ramirez and all of you, and of course our staff to do the best thing. I just want to go ahead and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Like Ms. Elizondo said, we're probably going to see each other in other meetings or gatherings, but this is the last official meetings. If you are traveling or anything, please be careful. We wish you the very best. And that's kind of all I have. Before we close it out, I'm going to go ahead and call on Ms. Ramos to finish off the upcoming events.
Okay, the upcoming events were already covered by Dr. Ramirez, except for Monday, January the 6th, 2025, the Laredo College Employee in Service at the Guadalupe and Lilia Martinez Fine Arts Center. Hopefully everybody can join. Monday.
And just so that you're aware, our speakers for that day are Dr. Debbie Gaitan who has been our consultant through the strategic planning process, and Dr. Ray Martinez, who is president and CEO of the Texas Association of Community Colleges. So he will be here to talk about the upcoming legislative session and what we can expect. And so I think it's important for everyone at the college to hear both of them, and we're very pleased to welcome both of those incredible people to that event.
And
Thank you.
finally, our next meeting. right?
Yeah, finally, our next meeting, January 30th, 2025, 6 p.m. Regular monthly board meeting here in our boardroom. And item 15, motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
There's a motion by Ms. Ramos. There's a second by Ms. Garcia and Ms. Vela. All in favor?
Aye.
My first meeting, yes.
So you need to sign?
Oh.
Okay.
As long as I.
Yes, so.
I need to sign.
I'm
All of
sorry.
these.
Is this all we do? This is this and this
Yeah,
and
that's
this?
all I do.